Hey folks, it's the Blind Guy here coming back at you with another Should You Watch. And on this episode, we are taking a look at 2007's Flawless, starring Demi Moore and Michael Caine. This movie is underrated. I'll just straight up say it. This is an underrated movie. I had not heard of this movie for the first few years that it had already come out. I think I saw it back in the early 2010, 2011, around then. I had never heard of it at that point. I checked it out, really enjoyed it. I just watched it recently, really enjoyed it again. The premise of the movie is Demi Moore is working at a diamond, the largest diamond sailor distributor in the world in London Diamonds. And Michael Caine is a janitor who also works there. And then he hatches a plan to rob the diamonds from the vault using her help because she is becoming a disgruntled employee, to say the least. The movie is what I would call a small-scale movie. It stays very focused within that London Diamond building. It has a couple scenes that are maybe in some pubs and things like that, but it is very small scale. It stays very focused. It is driven by its characters, its dialogue, and a little bit of suspense because it pulls a couple twists at you that are not over the top, but they do make you think, and you don't see them coming, to be honest. I do highly recommend this movie. It's not, it's never going to win Best Picture. It wasn't nominated for anything that I know of. But because of Michael Caine, he's pulling the movie, and he's one of those actors that can just do that. He uses that great, his version of the Cockney accent, which is excellent in this movie. And he's just so believable as an actor. Demi Moore, I'm not super familiar with. I've seen her in a few things. But I think she does a fine job in this movie. She doesn't do the best British accent, but they cover her. But by saying that she's actually an American who went to school in London, and so therefore her accent is not perfect. And I think that's fine. I don't know why we always insist that people get perfect accents when we can just write a story that explains why it's not perfect. I just think it's a great movie. It's only PG-13, so if you want to watch it with your mom or your dad, if he's not into R-rated movies, it's a great movie for that. Kids can handle most of it if it would keep their attention. It's not an action movie. It's more of a heist movie. But I just think it's just a nice little movie that the more movies I see, the better this movie gets. And that is a true statement, especially when we consider how the state of Hollywood has gone in the last 8 years or so. So those are my recommendations for Flawless from 2007. If you want to support the channel, you can either just watch the movie using the link in the description below. I do get support that way. Or if you just open Amazon using the link in the description below and order something else, that also supports the channel and does not cost you anything. If you'd like to support or sponsor a future video, you can email me using the email in the description below, and we can set something up where you can choose the movie, the board game, whatever you want the video to be about, and you'll get I'll mention you as a sponsor in that video. So that's just a fun way we can do it. I thank you guys so much for subscribing, liking, commenting. That does help the channel out, and it does help me. It just feels like I'm contributing more when that happens. I do this for fun. I'm just wanting to help you guys out. So thank you so much for everything you guys do, and I'll see you on the next episode of A Blind Guy's View. Laters on the Minjay.
Laters on the Minjay.